Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, Mr. Biroke.
Welcome to class today. These are fifth class. Yes, these are fifth class. So we still have few more classes to go. So thank you for joining. So today introduction is going to be very brief. Our facilitator for today is Engineer Emmanuel, our founder and the brain behind this whole project. So we are going to be welcoming him. What is going to be taking us today is going to be taking us some pen testing basics. Engineer Emmanuel, you are welcome. Welcome to the class.
Hello, everyone. Good morning. Thank you, Ms. Imberuke, for that introduction. Good morning, everyone. Can you all hear me, please?
Good morning, sir.
Yeah, good morning. Please, do you have a PC ready, please? Let us react. If you have your laptop
Yes, sir.
ready.
Yes, sir.
All right. Before we move on to the theory aspect, we are going to start downloading what you are going to need during our practical session. So by the time we finish our theory class, the applications will have been downloaded already. So let us just move ahead. I'm going to drop a link in the chat box. We are going to download ZAP. I'm going to drop the link. I've sent a link to the chat box. And also, we are downloading two things. I want to send the second link. We are downloading ZAP, and also we'll be downloading Java Runtime 17. So those are the two applications you need to download before we get to our practical session. So I'm going to share my screen now. Let me just share my entire screen. Can you all see my screen, please?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right.
Yes, sir.
Okay. The second link I dropped, that is for Java Runtime. So we have to download that first. Then we are going to download, let me check the chat box and copy the other one. So, okay, on your own interface, if you are using Windows, automatically it's going to dictate you are using Windows. So it's going to bring download Simurin. So it's going to bring it. Just click on this download and to download. Then for the ZAP, you have to scroll down and choose Windows 64 installer and click download So for those of us using Linux, you can choose your distribution. If you are using Mac OS, choose the other distribution. But for this class, we'll be using Windows installer. So you have to download this. So we have the two downloaded here. So on your own system also you can download it. Just I can see Mr. Ahmed Ajibade raised his hand. Okay, do you have anything to tell us?
For people using Mac,
Yeah,
is there like a Mac OS adoption that we can
yes,
download?
just make sure you visit this website. Automatically it's going to, because I'm using Windows now, that is the reason we are saying download for Windows. Automatically it's going to
I see.
fetch your operating system for this Java runtime. And for instance, let me just go to my Kali Linux. Okay, on Kali, if I visit that particular site, you're going to see what I'm saying now. So if I click on this that same website, you see what I'm saying. You can see automatically it fetched the operating system I'm using. You can see it says I should download for Linux, despite the fact we visited the same website. So that's what I'm saying. If you are using Mac OS, it should bring something related to your operating system for the Java runtime application. So hope that one is sorted, right?
Yeah, thanks.
All right, thank you. So moving forward, so let us download that and then let us go back to, if you remember last class, we were talking about vulnerability assessment. We talked about penetration testing too. But we said vulnerability assessment we are just looking for problems in the system. But penetration tester will be able to carry out the ethical hacking process of navigating through that vulnerabilities to see how attackers will be able to gain access. So But moving forward, we'll talk more about that. By the end of this particular class today, you understand the penetration testing process, then differentiate between ethical hacking and malicious attack, perform basic reconnaissance and exploitation, use ZAP in a controlled lab environment, document findings in a simple penetration test report. So what is penetration testing? A penetration testing or pen test is a simulated cyber attack performed to identify and exploit vulnerabilities in a system, network, or application. The goal is to find weaknesses before attackers do. That is the goal of penetration tester. You find weaknesses before an attacker do. Test the effectiveness of the security control. So if you've heard about I'm into penetration testing, your goal is to find weaknesses. If you find those weaknesses, try to exploit them before an attacker do. Attacker might have access over this, have access to the system, perform a data theft. Penetration testing methodology, it has standard phases. The first one is planning and scoping. Define the scope, that is, who are you targeting? You are targeting a particular website, an IP address, or domains. But before you do that, make sure you get your written permission. Remember, you don't just scan any website, you don't just scan any IP address or domain. You have to get a written permission. If you fail to get written permission or an approval, then you are an hacker. You have to behave as an ethical person. Don't just go ahead and start scanning people's IP address, start scanning people's domains. Part of the planning and scoping is set rules of engagement. Another thing is reconnaissance, information gathering. You have to gather your information first. And is either you use passive or active. Passive is, okay, who is this person? You use Google to gather your information. Then the active aspect of it is, oh, I'm scanning using tools. Remember the passive aspect also, even in Kali Linux, if you want to know who you are on Kali, if you just type who am I, Kali will tell you who you are on Kali as a user on your machine. You understand? The same thing applicable to you gathering information on a target. You want to know who is that target. We have some applications. I have the Android version of it. If I choose a particular website or a particular IP address, which I know I just want to gather information because I have access to that particular machine as the owner in a control lab. So I can search more details about that IP address and I'll get all the information. The same thing with DNS. So we use tools like Nmap, who is the harvester, to check, okay, who is this person? We use it to gather information. The third one is scanning and enumeration. Identify open ports, the services, the users. Then example is port scanning, service detection, banner grabbing, etc. So that is stage 3 of your penetration testing. The fourth one is exploitation. Attempts to gain access using vulnerabilities. Yes. So the example under this is weak password, misconfiguration, outdated software. Remember, we made the example of a router last week. We were talking about misconfiguration, that you bought a new router, but you failed to change the admin interface default password and username, which everybody knows that the default username for a router is admin and the password is also admin. That is misconfiguration on your own end, because if an attacker have access to it, they can have access to that network, even change your password. Automatically, if they change the password, it logs you out. You understand? So they have access to your network. So just try as much as possible to understand all these basic things. Then the fifth one is post exploitation. You maintain access, then you escalate privileges, then gather sensitive data. That is post exploitation. Then the sixth one is reporting. Remember, you were given a permission to carry out a penetration testing on a particular IP or a website. So you have to document your report. Tell them the vulnerability you found during the penetration testing process, the severity, the evidences by having screenshots. Then you have to give them your recommendation. Penetration testing workflow. In a simple view, your information gathering comes first, followed by scan, followed by exploit, followed by maintain access, then you give report. That is the workflow. You gather information on your targets, then you scan your targets, you carry out an exploitation on your targets, you maintain access, and then you give report. There's ethical consideration. Always get permission before you carry on with penetration testing. FCI Cloud Guardians, we don't encourage you to start scanning people's IP without getting proper permission. Never test unauthorized systems. Follow legal frameworks. Don't just feel it's my roommate's IP address so I can scan it. Ask permission. That's what makes you an ethical hacker. Then the third one, you maintain confidentiality. Anything you get during the scanning process, the report, you don't share online, you don't make it known to people. The tools we are going to use is Zed Attack Proxy, ZAP. Last week we talked about the OWASP top 10, if you remember. So ZAP is a free, open source, and widely used dynamic application security testing (DAST) tools designed to find vulnerability in a web application. It acts as a man-in-the-middle proxy between a tester's browser and a web application, allowing for the interception, analysis, and modification of traffic to identify security flaws. That is ZAP. It acts as a man-in-the-middle proxy. Remember, when we are talking about man-in-the-middle, someone is trying to access the server, but there's someone at the middle trying to redirect the person's request. Vet it, check, manipulate, then forward it to the server. So ZAP acts as a man-in-the-middle proxy between a tester browser, between your browser and the web application itself, allowing for the interception, analysis, and modification of traffic to identify security flaws. The key features and capabilities of ZAP: active and passive scanning. Automatically scans application for vulnerabilities like SQL injection, cross-site scripting, and security misconfiguration. Second one is interception proxy. It intercepts and manipulates HTTP and HTTPS traffic between the browser and the server. The third one is spidering and crawling, just like a spider. Automatically map web application structures to discover hidden link and endpoints. By the time we start using our application, you see those things. Forced browsing, identify unlinked files and directories. The fifth one is fusing. Inject unexpected inputs into fields to detect vulnerabilities. Extensibility, features a marketplace for community contributed add-on etc. API and automation, offers a demo mode for integrating security testing into DevSecOps pipeline. So ZAP is designed for developers and functional testers, making it ideal for beginners while offering advanced features for professional penetration testers. It is maintained by a global community under Open Web Application Security Project, OWASP. So this particular app, professionals use it. Because we are running a free class, fine, it's a free class, but we are giving you top-notch tools. You understand? So there's no free class you will attend that will get all this practical. Just believe it. I know you yourself, you know. We have a disclaimer. Do not use any of these tools illegally. I'm going to share my screen now. If you've installed it and you've launched it, this is the interface you're going to see. So remember what we said we want to use ZAP for a penetration test, and also ZAP acts as a man-in-the-middle attack proxy. That is the practical we want to do. We just want to act as man in the middle to see what is going out, what is coming in of a particular browser. And there is a way also we can configure our browser and ZAP to listen to ports during a browsing session. So automatically, whenever the person is browsing using that particular browser, you as the man in the middle, you are seeing the request and the response of the server at the same time. So That is the practical you want to do now. Okay, so this pop-up you are seeing on the screen, just click on no, I don't want to persist this session at this moment in time. Just click on start. Just click on start. Remember we said we have a target. Then which websites are we targeting? We are going to choose this automated scan. Just click on it. If you click on this automated scan, you see URL to attack. Remember the ethics. Do not attack any website you are not permitted to attack. LCI, Cloud Guardians, we are teaching you to be an ethical person. Any misuse of these tools can take you to anywhere you don't even plan to be. So try as much as possible to be ethical. I have two websites I want us to carry on our test. We are going to use the example.com and also the, let me share the URL for you guys. Test PHP. We used it when we are doing our vulnerability scan. So let us start with that particular website first. If the website is not up, the system will tell you is not up. You understand? http://testphp.vonweb.com. So this is the website you want to attack. And automatically, you can see use traditional spider is checked on your interface. Automatically, it will be checked. So remember when we were doing our presentation, we said it used spidering or crawling. You understand? When we were doing a theory session. That is ZAP for you. So we've pasted it, and automatically, if I click on this attack, something will happen. Just check my screen. But two things might happen. If this particular website is not up, the system will tell you it's not up. But if it is up, automatically you start seeing the result one after the other. So I'm going to click on attack now. So you can see the process here is saying accessing URL. So let's see what happens. You have to sit back and wait. Okay, you can see we have failed to attack the URL. Connect to vonweb.80 failed. So it means this particular website is not up. So we are going to use example.com now. Just follow this URL, the first URL we used last week, http://example.com. Let us attack this particular. Remember these two websites, we are permitted to scan this website for practical purposes. You understand? Do not scan any real websites you are not permitted to scan. I'm going to click attack on example.com. So let's see what happened. You can see automatically it's already attacking that website, and we are getting some valid information here. I want you to check one or two things. If you check your progression bar here, you can see it's loading at 80%, 82% now. But this particular left hand side of your screen, you see where you have sites. If you click that drop down, you see the websites you just attacked, which is example.com. Click that drop down again, you see more information. So it's still loading. Let us chill and wait for the results. I'm in 91%. Are you guys also following me?
Yes, we are following you.
All right. So you can see it has finished now, and the stop button here is disabled automatically. So beside it, you have your attack button again. So, but we have our results here. But before we move ahead and generate our report, I just want to show you one or two things. Here, under alerts here, you see that we have 4 major vulnerabilities. And if you compare it to the vulnerabilities we got last week when we were doing our vulnerability assessment, you see that they are the same thing. Security, content security policy, CSP header not set. Last week we got the same issue, the same result. So if you click on one particular, you get more details about that particular issue. You can see here that the risk is medium and the confidence is high. So here it is. You can see the description, inputs vector. Description: content security policy is an added layer of security that helps to detect and mitigate certain types of attacks, including cross-site scripting and data injection attack. So now scroll down, you see the solution to it. Ensure that your web server, application server, load balancer, etc. is configured to set content security policy header. So this is the recommendation you will give for this particular, what is it called? We still have others. What is it called? You can see. So that is for security, what is it called? Content security policy. Let's go to the second one, missing anti-clickjacking. If I click on it, you can see the drop down. I click on the drop down and I click this. I have it here. The description: the response does not protect against clickjacking attacks. It should include either content security policy with frame ancestors, directive, or X-frame option. The solution to it is here. Modern web browsers support the content security policy and X-frame option HTTP header. Ensure one of them is set on all web pages. So that is for that. Then the third vulnerability here is X content type. If you click on it, you get your recommendation. And this particular one is giving us other information apart from the description and solution here. You can see other information at the middle. This issue still applies to error type pages 401, 403, 500, and those pages are often still affected by injection issue. In this case, there is still concern for browser sniffing pages. This particular S content type header, which is missing, is very, very important. The third one is retrieved from cache. You can see the description here and you can get the solution here. That is that. But as I'm clicking this cache, if I click on anyone, if you check here, you see response from the server. And here is the request. This is what ZAP sent to the server, and this is the response from the server. We are still going to try a website, assuming we are already on a login page, which we are going to try now if the site will be up. Remember, we only have to try to scan through permitted websites, and if those websites are not available, we look for alternative, but the alternative are still under permitted website to scan. Let us generate a report for this particular scan. So go up here, beside analyze, there is a report button. Click on that report button. Click on that report. Then you see compare with another screen or generate report. You click on that generate report. So ZAP make it easy. There are other ways to generate reports. You can generate your report using traditional PDF. You can export in .json, XML, HTML, but we'll be exporting using PDF. So I will choose my traditional PDF. You can change the title if you want. Where is it saving? That is the directory. I want to save it under download, so I'll be able to see it on time. Then I'll click on generate report. So since we generated our report now, you can glance through the report. So you can see the results we generated. You can see the site we attacked is example.com. Today's date is there already. The ZAP version we use, the summary of the alert. You can see we have high risk, which is 0, medium risk 2, low 1, then information. So if you now scroll down, you see the same thing we saw last week, the content security policy, missing anti-clickjacking header, etc. That is how you get more information about your target. But let me just try and see if you can get that Von Web login page. We can try and attack that Von Web login. Let us try and see. Okay, test page. I think ASP. I think this is the login page. This should work. This should work. Okay, good. Nice one. So we have the login page ready now. So let us copy it. I'm going to paste it in our chat box. So copy this website and let us go and attack that particular website. Copy link. So let's go back to our ZAP. We are going to start new session, or you can exit. You can exit and delete the session because we don't need it. So I'm going to exit and delete it. I'm going to close now. So my ZAP has already closed. I'm going to launch it again. I'm launching my ZAP again. My ZAP is launched. I'm clicking start. So auto scan as usual. I'm going to paste that URL and I'm going to click on attack. I think we are done here. If you click on this spider here, this is the method the what is it called use. It's just like a cobweb trying to attack, trying to crawl around every corner of that particular server for it to be able to get the results we need. So another thing we are going to do now, we are going to configure our proxy. This time around, I will need you to concentrate with me. This is kind of technical a little bit, but if you follow me step by step, you get it. I've also break it down so that you guys can be able to get more details of it. Let us start this way. So we are going to configure our proxy to automatically listen and scan to vulnerability on any website we visit. This is where you have the right to listen to conversation when someone is trying to browse. So here we are. But now let us try and delete this session. I'm closing my ZAP again. I want to rerun my ZAP again. You can run your ZAP again, launch your ZAP. Welcome back, guys. I believe you've all restarted your ZAP. So what we want to do now, we want to configure our proxy to automatically listen to conversations whenever you are browsing using a browser. And we are going to configure our Firefox this time around. That's the reason I said if you don't have Firefox installed, try to install Firefox, because you'll be using Firefox to configure the what is it called now. So, and you need to follow me step by step. So the first thing to do, if you are all on the same page, you have to click on tools here. You have to click on tools here. You can see these tools, upper side of the screen. Scroll down and go to options. When you click on that option, you have to navigate down and locate network. Here you have network. Just click on the drop down of that network and click on server certificates. So are we guys on the same page, please? Are we on the same page? Have you seen this interface?
Yes.
All right, good. So anybody else?
Yes, sir.
All right, good. So when you click on this server certificate, we have to save this certificate because we need it somewhere else. So I'm going to click on save, and I'm saving. You can save to wherever directory you want to save, but I'm saving on download, so I'll be able to just server certificates. Click on that server certificate and click on save beside it. So you can name it. You can. I'm leaving it the way it is. ZAP root CA. So I'm clicking on under download. I want to save it here. So open and I'll click on save. So I've saved it. Have you saved yours also?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay, good. So click OK on that. So make sure you've saved that. And then let us run our Firefox. Search for Firefox on your system and click open.
Can we only use Firefox?
Yes, we are using Firefox for this particular session. So you can also follow that particular method also for Chrome, but make sure you use Firefox because most times, even ZAP itself, you check the application here, you can see it has embedded Firefox here. You can see So we recommend what is it called, Firefox for ZAP. So since we are on our Firefox, we have to go to settings. Go to settings in your Firefox. I don't want to be fast, so I just want to make it easier. Just scroll down to settings. Then you have to locate privacy and security. Privacy and security, click on it. So privacy and security, I believe it should be there now. So you now need to scroll down to where we have certificates section. Certificates.
You've passed it, you've passed it.
Okay, I passed it.
It's still down, it's still down.
Hold on, let me security. Okay, yeah. I've seen
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
So now we have to click on manage certificates. You now see this manage certificates after clicking on it. So you have to import that certificate we downloaded earlier, that we saved earlier. Hold on, I'm coming. So I'm choosing this certificate, the one we saved the other time, and I'll choose open. So if you are not seeing manage certificate on your own, you see view certificates. So click on that view certificate. Then you see this pop-up. Make sure you enable trust this CA to identify websites. Trust this CA. Import what you saved the other time. Remember, you import the certificates, and immediately you import the certificates, you are going to see this pop-up. Make sure you check this particular first one. Trust this CA to identify websites, and you click on OK. Then you now click on OK. I believe we are all on the same page.
Yes, sir, we are.
Only one person responded. So what about others? Are we on the same page?
Yes, sir, yes, sir.
Okay. So the next thing to do now, we have to add an extension called FOXY Proxy to our Firefox. So we are going to go back under settings. So let me, oh sorry, I closed that. Firefox. So we have to go under settings. Then you have to locate extensions and themes. Here we have it, extension and themes. Click on it. Here we have to search FOXY Proxy. FOXY, then Proxy. FOXY Proxy. Click on search button. Let's see. So we are going to choose FOXY Proxy standard. The standard one, that is what we are choosing. And I'll click add to Firefox. So automatically this pop-up shows allow extension to run in private windows. You have to check this box. It's very, very important. And I will click on add. Then you have to pin it because we still have something to do here. So I'll click on OK to pin it. Here I have it here. You can see my FOXY Proxy is here already. So if you are here, let me know so we can proceed.
Sorry, sir.
Yeah,
After we import the certificate and you mistakenly close it, the certificate still be there?
Yeah. It's still there. Once
Yes,
you import it, because there is a way you can still delete the certificate. You understand? So
okay, sir. Okay.
so there's no, let me just, for clarity's sake, let me just go back there. Privacy and certificate. Let us go back to for clarity's sake, manage certificate. If you scroll down, you see certificate by ZAP. You can see ZAP, Zed Attack Proxy CA. This is the certificate we imported last. So you can see it's still there. So don't have issue on that. So moving forward, the next thing to do now, we have to configure our FOXY Proxy to listen to our local machine ports. That is port 8080. So whenever you are browsing on your system, it listens to that particular port so that any conversations between that particular browser and a server, it gets the information. You understand? So you see the information on your own machine. That is how to carry out a man in the middle attack. You want to be seeing the conversation between a browser and a server. Moving forward now, you have to click on this particular FOXY proxy, then you have to click on this option. If you are seeing the screen, you click on this option. If you see my page, then you have to click on this proxies. The proxies you're having here, click on it, and we are going to add the proxy server now. So we are going to click on this add. I believe we are on the same page now.
Yes, I am.
Yes.
Okay, so let us add our title. We are going to use ZAP Proxy. ZAP Proxy as our title. The host name, you are going to type localhost. Then we are going to choose ports, and you choose 8080 for the port. Those are the three things we want to do here. You want to give it title ZAP Proxy. Then you want to give your host name localhost. Then you choose your port, type 8080. Then you have to click on save. So we are going to close this ZAP Proxy extension and confirm that. So you can see we have our ZAP Proxy here. So you can close it. So now, remember we've launched our ZAP already. So we are going to visit the last URL I dropped for you guys. This URL, copy that URL. Let us go and use our, so we want to use our Firefox browser now to browse. So we are going to paste the last URL I dropped. You can see automatically, if you noticed what happened on my screen now. Remember, before we get this result on ZAP, we must always click on attack. You can see that automatically, as I open that particular web page, it starts listening to conversation. So here now, I'm going to use username John, and I want to input my password. Let me use strong password. So, and now we click on login. If an attacker wants to see what is going on, under this post, I have something here. If you check here, you see form password hidden scripts. When I double click here, the last FOXY proxy we are having here, when I double click it, under request, if you check the username here, you see John, and the password I use is this. You can see how long that password is.
Yes, I am.
So you can see that I use John as my username, and the password is here. So what are we saying? We configured our Firefox to automatically listen to conversations. Let me look for a particular website. Remember, any website I try to give you, we've been granted permission to use those websites. So I'm sending you the new link we want to visit again. So I've sent it, check your chat box. So let us copy this link and let us paste it in our Firefox too and click enter. You can see that immediately I click enter, something added up here. You can see we have another login page here. Someone should just give me a username and a password so that it won't be as if I'm the one using password here.
Username Frank.
Okay, let us use Frank. Okay, password. Okay, let me just use any strong password. So, and security level, you can choose medium, you can choose low, you can choose high on this particular, what is it called, and I'm going to click on enter now. Immediately I clicked on that login, something pop up here. Here is the last, what is it called. You can see when I clicked on it here, you can see we use login name, username as Frank, and the password we use, you can see how strong that password is. You can see how long it is. That is it. So you configure your browser to listen to conversations. Any questions so far, please?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes, I'm with you.
So for people to listen to this session, it has to be on the same computer, right? Like what you've demonstrated so far. It has to be on the same laptop.
Remember what we set? We set a local host. Because we are test running using our machine, that is the reason we use local host.
Okay.
So remember when we did our settings the other time under proxy, under add, the host name is localhost. If you want to scan another person's URL, you put the URL here. You can see we have example.com or the IP address of that particular target. Because we use localhost, it means we are test running in a safe environment. We are using our machine to carry that man in the middle attack because we are in a safe environment. But if you are running a penetration testing for a particular organization, or you've gotten a written permission to carry out a particular test on an IP address or a server, the host name will be here, not localhost again. You understand? So that is it. We just act as a man in the middle to see username and password of someone trying to log in to a web page. You can see we try two different web pages now. We try this BWAP. This particular website is for training. You can see we have security audit and training. And also we use test aspnet.venweb.com. So we try to log in here too. And we use different username and password. But the conversation between our Firefox browser and our ZAP gave us the username the person used and the password. So you can try to carry out an attack on a particular target, or you listen to conversation in a browser. Any other question, please?
So good afternoon, sir.
Yeah, good afternoon.
So I just want to ask you two few questions. The first one is what's the difference between this Pentest and the CVSS we did last week?
Okay. Vulnerability assessment last week. We only look for vulnerabilities, right? We look for problem. And as a penetration tester too, you look for problem and you see how you can exploit, how hacker can get access to that particular problem. Do you understand?
Okay, sir.
So
yes,
here,
sir.
Last week we used hosted scan to scan for vulnerabilities. Today we use ZAP. And during our theory session, if you remember the slide I shared, I think I still have it here. We said ZAP is designed for developers and functional testers, making it ideal for beginners while offering advanced features for professional penetration testers. So one of the key features of this, active and passive scanning, automatically scan application for vulnerabilities. That is what we did. You understand? Then we intercept proxies.
Yes, sir.
We intercept proxies, intercept and manipulate HTTP and HTTPS traffic. When you decide to visit a website, then we try to sniff information out of this website you are visiting. We get the back-end details of that website you are visiting. Because if you go back to this Firefox, you are just seeing a landing page. Is that not what you are just saying? But as a pen tester, you are seeing results in the back end. You are seeing your request and the response from the server itself. But today,
yes,
you were able to act as a man in the middle to get information and to use a proxy server to fetch back-end information of that particular website the user is using. So the difference between vulnerability assessment and penetration tester. Penetration tester try to see how an attacker gets access to it. So this is what you are doing. But vulnerability assessment is just to scan for, we've detected problem. These are the problems. Go and fix it.
Hello, everyone. I hope we enjoyed the class. I did, but I was lost in the middle. Sorry, on the way.
We did.
Yes. Okay, so I thought I used to know, but unfortunately, most on any side it become. So I'm just picking up myself. I think I'll do that later. Class is ended. Please, if you are like me that got lost today, so I would advise us to go back because I don't want to talk. I'm going to advise us to please go back.